Hi there ladies, it's Manisha here, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a rainbow floral plaid mini. I'll list all the products I've used down in the description box, as well as any discount codes and direct links that I have. I'm going to be using the Après Nail Art Inks, and I'm going to be doing it on a regular polish base as opposed to gel, which is what I did last time I used them. So I've actually just started with a couple of coats of that nude polish, and I've followed with a coat of matte, and I'm just tearing up pieces of you know, the sponge that you just use for makeup. They're just the cheap makeup sponges that you can get, and I use them for nail art gradients and things like that. So I'm just tearing bits up. You don't have to be too particular about them being even sizes or anything like that. And I do advise protect your nails with some cuticle guard or tape or something like that, because these inks can stain your skin. Now excuse the state of the base, because I actually did my other hand and I've got bits of polish on it and things like that, and I sort of tried to tidy it up, and then I thought, you know what, I'm actually going to be covering most of it up, so it doesn't really matter. It's going to be looking very pretty soon. I'm going to be following through with each of these inks, and I'm just applying it straight from the bottle, and I'm not diluting it or anything like that. Straight onto the sponge, and then just dabbing it onto each nail. As you can see here, you can overlap colours, put colours next to each other that they, you know, where they look nice, or space them apart. There's no sort of right or wrong way of doing this. You just sort of do what looks pleasing to you. So that's two of the colours gone on there. I'm going to go on with the hot pink colour next. I didn't really do these in any particular order on my other hand. I just sort of had all the polishes lined up and sort of worked through each colour one at a time, and just filled in gaps, you know, where it looked like it was missing something. I'll just add another colour on and things like that. But I really like the effect it's giving with the sponges. It's quite nice and sort of colourful. So that's basically all the nails done there, and then I'm going to be using some of the blending fluid just on a clean piece of sponge and just sort of dabbing it over, and that just softens the lines a little bit between the colours. I could have gone in with a brush and sort of gone over the colours, but it would have sort of dispersed the colours a bit more, and I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to have any negative spaces in this design. I just wanted to cover the whole nail. So I'm going to be doing a plaid design on a couple of the nails. So I'm using these two Hēhē plates, and the first image is this one I'll be doing in black. So I do that on my my pointer finger and my pinky. On my right hand I've actually done it on other nails, so you'll see right at the end what I've done. And then I'm going to be following that up with a stamped plaid image in gold. Can't form my words today for some reason. Anyway, I'm going to go straight over the top of that, sort of moving the image so that it falls within the gaps. And then I thought I would actually frame my nails, so I'm just using some black acrylic paint and one of my KADS nail art detail brushes. If anybody knows of any good cheap, sort of not really cheap, but decent quality fine liner brushes, if you can leave me a link down below, I really would appreciate it, because I want to get into freehand a little bit more, and I've got real limited stock of brushes. I just don't know. I don't want to keep spending loads of money on buying brushes and then finding out that the quality's not that great. So if you can leave me a link, that'd be great. Next up, I'm going to be applying these water decals. So as usual, always remove that clear film that's at the front of it, and then cut as many pieces as you need for your design. I'm using 3, and I always pop mine onto a wet cotton round. Just makes it easier when you're actually soaking them. And I do tend to use a nail stamper these days. I just find it easier for positioning. Once you've got it on the nail where you want it, just sort of dab it onto the nail again with a clean cotton round, and that'll absorb any of the liquid. Cut off any excess bits, and then I'm just going to be doing some cleanup around the nail with some polish remover and a cleanup brush. This helps remove any extra bits around the nail, but it also helps the decal to kind of melt onto the nail, if that makes sense. It kind of yeah, it just melts it on, you know, the bits around the edge and that. So once I've done that, I'm just going to be applying some striping tape onto the nails that I've done the floral design on. So that's the thumb, middle and ring fingers. And I'm sorry, I'm off camera. What I'm basically doing is just cutting it as close as I can to the edge of the nail with my cuticle nippers. Just don't let it overhang the edge of your nails, because that's usually where it's going to be lifting from. So you want it just sort of within half a millimetre or so on the inside of your nail, as you can see there, and then that way it just gets you know, covered up with the top coat, and you'll sort of get a bit more longevity. I'm going to be applying the sort of arrow shaped nail art studs on the 3 nails that I've done the striper tape to. And I'm just going to be applying those little square little studs as well, but they're going to be going onto the nails that I've got plaid on, and I'm just going to do it in a sort of like a diamond shape. So once I've done that on all of the nails, I'm just going to go ahead and do 2 coats of Seche Vite, just letting it dry in between. So this will just give extra security and make those nail art studs last a little bit longer. And that's basically it. So here's my finished design. You can see the 2 hands there. I've done it sort of almost the opposite, but you know, sort of a mix and match way. I don't know how I did it, but I did manage to frame my nails on my opposite, on my right hand, using my left hand, which is my non-dominant hand. A little bit shaky and the line isn't as fine, but I'm just practicing, and I'm hopefully going to get better over time. Leave me any comments and questions down below, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. It's free to do so. You'll also find me on Instagram. I've got a direct link for you down below, because I do post lots more nail arts there that I don't always make tutorials for here on YouTube. Apart from that, ladies, thanks for stopping by. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day wherever you are. Bye for now.